All right. Hello, everyone. Happy new moon in Leo. Thursday, July 28th, 2022, 5 degrees, 38 minutes. The high peak is at 10:54 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that'll be at around 1:54 Eastern Time. Okay. So happy new moon. I hope everyone's well. So I wrote down a few aspects that I want to share with you. And the aspects can be in your own birth chart, or it could be just for today. You will be feeling the influences of the planets together in, different aspects to each other: trine, sextile, opposition, squares, and conjunctions. So I'm just going to pick a few, else we'll be here, for hours on end. All right. And then we'll go over, I have my chart. We'll go over the chart here. I make my own little notes on these charts that you can find online, and we'll just go over them. So I've written down a few things, and yeah, let's share it. Some of the videos is the same information which is needed to know how to use the energy of the new moon, and then see how will the new moon affect you. And you can see how you're relating to what this new moon coming up means, because days before you're feeling these experiences, okay? So it's a new moon in Leo, and Leo is a fire sign, and their power word is I will, because they will things to happen. They believe in themselves. They're very charismatic, they're very determined, right? So what are we feeling, right? And if we don't feel that, we recognize the lack of that in our lives, right? So Leos, they see a goal that they want, they go for it. They might not be the best at it. Everyone has haters, somebody not liking this. No one's perfect. We're all trying, We're all doing the best we can. But there's Leos that I really admire in my birth chart. My Leo position has its challenge, but then it has its wonderful blessings, right? So we all can incorporate these personalities, these positive attributes, more than personalities, like a positive attribute that adds to the personality, right? So with Leo, it's the confidence, believing in yourself, and everyone wants to shine and have their happy moments, and we all need that, right? And we all can be judgmental, but the thing is that the power of Leo is like, so what, you're judgmental. I'm judgmental too, but you know what? Give it a rest. Shut your mouth. No one wants to hear it. Just do you, work on you, and wish others well, right? So that's the vibe I'm feeling, right? But Leo is so focused on themselves, and yes, they can be they'll share their opinion. It might be really strong, and you might not like it. And if it was delivered in another way, it would be better. And then a lot of Leos are very sweet and compassionate. So they're all sweet and compassionate. It all depends on how you take things, and how, everyone takes things differently. Everyone has to have to be like spoken to in a different way. I love Leos. Leos are they're magical. They're talented. They're smart. They're go-getters. So it's the I will. You're telling yourself, I will do this. And don't let anyone knock you down. I was watching this video of this little girl, and she was catwalking on the street. So it was like kids catwalking in the neighborhood. And her catwalk was on point. I don't know if I saw it as a reel or on TikTok. I don't remember where I saw it. But her catwalk was excellent. Like, she can be in a fashion show. Like, her walk was dynamic. And one lady commented, may this world not take away, like, her confidence and just her belief in herself. So whoever's raising her, whoever trained her, like, kudos to you, mom, dad, sister, auntie, the modeling coach. Like, it was amazing. So the word is I will. All right. So feel determined, feel good about yourself, feel and know you can do what you set your mind to. Okay. So I've written down some stuff here. So just bear with me. This moon means a new start with lots of determination. The new moon is a new start. So you can start a new project that you want, a new goal, right? Maybe you want a new job. I watch different training videos, and they always say, no matter if you like your job, always keep applying, because you never know what's going to happen the next week. And you're not really setting up, well, they didn't say that, but that's the point. Like, if you know that this is not the job for you, in your free time, you're studying, you're doing courses, and it could feel draining when you want to get there and you're not there yet. But whatever it is, you're working towards it. You're finding time for it, throughout your day, right? And it's like having that new start, right? So even if you're in that job that you like or you don't like, always keep applying, because you could always say no, right? Don't have anxiety about saying no, but you just never know what will happen. And then you're like, boom, okay, I'm going to switch over to this, right? So it's that new start. So is there a new goal that you have? This new moon is like so determined. Like even days before, I was like, okay, I need to be proactive. Boom, I did that. Got it done. Then you might have a little remorse, but you know that you sat with yourself and hey, I've learned from the past when I didn't listen to my intention, and I know I have to get this done. Okay, boom. Now, on my yoga channel, I'll be talking about more in detail about how to use the energy. So summer, if you're working with Qigong and Reiki, it's the same parts of the body you work on. You're just using the techniques differently. Leo rules the heart and the blood circulation, spine, upper back. Okay, so those are parts of the bodies that Leo governs. Okay, just be gentle with these areas of your body. So with your heart, you might be feeling strong love emotions, because Leo rules like relationships and the need to have fun and play with children, childlike, right? So even in my personal life, today is a day for someone that I love, that they can play with someone in their age group and have fun. So today that manifested, and I help manifest that so that this person could have the experience that they wanted this summer. Okay, so it's like a childlike playing. When it comes to romance, if you do have love in your life, you appreciate it. If you don't, you appreciate the love that you do have, and you recognize the one that you don't have, and then allow life to bring that to you, right? But it's having fun and feeling creative. So what can you do in your life to bring in that creativity that you want? A meditation that you can do is involving the heart chakra. So anything to do with love, anything to do with even your solar plexus for your determination, that fire to get you to where you want to go. And also for the heart chakra. Also, the sacral chakra is about your attractiveness to someone. Because I know here on YouTube you can't say certain words, so that's why I'm telling everyone, get on my Patreon, so that you're attracted to someone, so you can really get in that zone with them. Okay, so you can work with that, but they mainly rule the heart chakra. So any meditation on the heart chakra, meditation on confidence, and meditation on self-love, and anything to do with loving yourself. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's see. Now the MC and the IC. So the MC is in Cancer, and Cancer's opposite is Capricorn. So Capricorn is in the IC. All right. So with that said, okay, Cancer, you'll be getting the attention you want from your love life, from your love relationship, and that's really good. All right. So you'll be getting that attractiveness that you really appreciate. And you can actually use this new moon in Leo for things that how you want your external world to look like. So whatever the hot topic is for you, relationship, work, whatever, right? And also just feeling like you achieved that, whether it's in love or in work. So, you guys, Cancer, you've been always, achieving that, right? Now, the ascendant is in Libra and the descendant is in its opposite, Aries. So Libra, you'll be experiencing like your own personal focus on the things that you want. So even say when you wake up in the morning, that's going to be your most powerful time leading up to the new moon and even after, where you're really evaluating yourself, the things that you value, and how you're thinking and how you're feeling is really important. And that also leads over into what you're pursuing, what you're going after. It also leads over into your professional achievements, right? The same as what Cancer is looking at their professional achievements, because they're in the MC. And noontime is like the you can find that more productive or receiving what you want, right? So just using the natal chart, there's different techniques. So that would be it. Now for Aries, it's more of like in the afternoon time where things will start happening for you. right? But it's your more personal world, like your family and friends. So maybe things are happening within the family for you this new moon, or someone that you care about, their family, their work, their creativity. Maybe they're moving, someone that's moving, your domestic life, your home environment. There could be someone that you know. So there's more focus on that for you, and just your own private world and your relationships there. So let's look at the aspects, okay? So Mars squares, or Mercury squares Mars. So remember, the aspects is what's happening right now, and you'll be influenced by that or someone around you. And also, if it's in your birth chart, then this is strongly your personality, right? So these aspects, when they come together, they are helping you to see, what are your weakness, what can you improve, and then what is great about you that is just amazing, right? So the squares are like, conflicts, challenges, okay? The squares and opposition. So Mercury squares Mars. Now Mercury squares Mars is at 2 degrees for 24 minutes, and this aspect can make a person feel impatient and argumentative. I don't like that, right? A person's personality can be very strong in the way that they communicate with others. This can prevent them from having good relationships with anyone. They have a good quality in leading themselves and others. So that's good. They can lead themselves, they can lead others. So they're probably good at work, but not really that great in personal relationships. They have a good quality, right, to lead others. They're quick on their feet and with how they think. So this can help them out of trouble when they created that trouble just by using words and saving face. Okay, so usually, if you're experiencing someone with this type of personality or they have this in their chart, it's like you are always trying to prove yourself, right? So they're very practical, so that's good. All right. Since they're very argumentative, they're likely to persuade others about what they believe in, their truths, and can be very arrogant about it. So how they feel is so strong that they just have to, impose that on others. Mentally, their mind moves very fast with Mercury influence, right? And that Mars energy is very, defensive, and they're just, they're in their own world. They're right. This could be good or bad, right? All the planets depends on how they are. They could be good or bad, right? So it depends on how we're using it. So it's important to take time to rethink a thought so that you don't create more challenges for yourself and in your life. So just remember that just because you have a thought and it feels right to you doesn't mean that it's right for others and it's the right answer for others. Be mindful of how you rationalize things. Learn to balance out your feelings and your needs to protect yourself and the way that you communicate. Okay? Now the moon is in Leo, and this gives us so much confidence in ourselves. If we don't have confidence in ourselves, then this moon reminds us that we need to heal and bring ourselves to a more balanced state. Leo's all about confidence and feeling good, right? So we really have to just see where we are and then make those changes to go forward. And when we make changes, we don't have to announce it. We can just be. Okay, that's another powerful statement to make, because we share so much online. If we do, we don't have to announce it, we can just be it. Okay, now Mars in Taurus, how does this affect it? So let me look at this chart now. So all right, so we have North Node Uranus and Mars in Taurus for my location, the 8th house, and we'll get to that. Either way, those three planets together in Taurus has that energy, okay? So Mars in Taurus, all right? Mars in Taurus reminds us to move slower to getting upset and making any kind of new moves. This is a time to think about what is best for yourself and your home. Think about what are the necessary things that you need for your survival. So powerful. Look at what your basic needs are. Be mindful of any long-term commitments. Set goals and make sure that your actions and agreements are things in the purest form of love. When Mars is in Taurus, it's in a weakened state. Okay, because Taurus is earth, Mars is fire, and so it's just a lot of energy moving in a different way than the Taurus energy. It isn't a negative placement. When it comes to love, romantic relationships, taking actions and pursuing one's goal, they're more practical in making their decisions, right? Where maybe Mars will want to like move faster and try to get things done in a more in a different personality, different energy. Taurus will be different about it because Taurus is ruled by Venus. So both Venus and Mars, they're very strong and fiery, but they'll go about it, in different ways. So, okay, Mars conjuncts Uranus, meaning now the conjunction, right? The conjunction is still a union. It's energies that are fusing together. It's a binding energy, a binding action, right? And it's really concentrated and focused on one thing. So it's really trying to get to that one main goal. Now, these two planets are known to be very, still very futuristic. They can work well together in getting that one goal. It's just getting to that one goal. Okay, Mars conjuncts Uranus, very powerful. So Mars conjuncts Uranus 2 degrees 40 minutes. So if you meditate, you use that 40 minutes, right? And you're trying to bring balance when you're using this degree. Okay, same with the Mercury squares Mars. Even though it's a square, it's still trying to bring balance. Okay, and that one could mean in a whole day too. All right, so let's get back to it. Mars conjuncts Uranus, 2 degrees 40 minutes. This conjunction encourages people to be independent. Okay, we are encouraged to look at what isn't working in our lives and try to bring balance to that situation. These two planets are at 0 degrees apart, so they're blending the qualities of their energies. Like I was saying before, they're combining their energies, and their best qualities should be used. So looking at these both two planets now and seeing what's going on in your life and how can you use it, right? And really you might have a dream, you might sit quietly to get an answer and just know, hey, this is what I need to do. But then once you know what you need to do, there are different goals and different actions that you have to take to get to it, and writing it down and getting to it. Okay. Right. So they're combining their energies, and their best qualities should be used. This is protecting yourself and your individualism. So it might, the actions and the storytelling, what you're going through might, evolve around that. Okay. What have you done before that isn't working? What is currently not working? This is the time to move away from what isn't working and move toward what is working or what needs to happen and will work best. So go forward in what you know is the step to take, right? What will work better? Sometimes the hardest thing to do is the thing that we need to do. Very true. This should always be done in a healing and good way for yourself and anyone that you love and care for. This isn't a selfish action, but a necessary action. Our actions to improve ourselves should never come at harming others intentionally. The conjunction is looking at the best qualities of both of these planets and combining them together to produce a new routine that is successful. Boom. Okay. Uranus and Mars are in the 8th house of Scorpio. All right. We can consider this placement in our lives on how we receive the things we need to survive. So with the 8th house, it's all about, and if you have an 8th house that's positioned well, it's a blessing because we all work, and you are working and learning quick and learning fast, okay? And this eighth house is reminding you that all of your hard work, even though it might not be seen because you don't go around blabbing about it or posting about it, or you might not have an outward personality that's like, boom, 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 I work hard and I really deserve this. People might look and not see that, but they'll see your blessings, but they won't see your hard work. So the eighth house is saying that you're smart enough to even see opportunities where others won't see it. All right. Now, people have been talking about Mars, Uranus, and Rahu, right, for 2022, and it's known as a triple conjunction. So we are entering a new phase of letting go of the old life patterns and restarting. So this can definitely affect the way that we're living. All right. Now, even when these planetary alignments are coming, people can feel them ahead of time, okay? And they can make changes based on that. And then the idea that they had, they might be going back and forth, and they might end up even making the wrong decision that will hurt them later on. And they might make a good decision, and then some of them might be able to correct it. It all depends, okay? So don't be that person that is like 50 something or 60 something and is just, wishing that they would have done the right things, right? So we all want to thrive and enjoy our lives, right? So with this triple conjunction, we are looking at how we structure our lives for this new millennium and after that. So that's what we're trying to do. Now, this is all taking place in Taurus. All right, grounding, home, body, what I own, Taurus, which is about love and most importantly, for this economical situation, what we possess. Okay, that's very hot topic right now, right? That's just basic survival. The second house, all right, and I have to change this because I'm going to post it later, right? So, and when I saw it earlier, I was like, why didn't I change that? Why didn't I listen to myself? So the second house focuses on our personal finances, our material possessions, and the concept of its value. Very important, right? This house rules our money and our emotions. We are all seeking safety, love, and happiness in our own material world. We're in it, so we're gonna have to experience it, right? We're not, we don't need a guru mind or like a holier than thou or whatever, we're all experiencing it and we're all shifting in our own ways. We're all changing in our own ways, right, for our survival. So this triple conjunction is our time to rethink, readjust, and make better financial decisions for ourselves. Planning ahead is necessary. We can consider Rahu in Taurus. Rahu is exalted in this position. That's great. It's powerful in this position. So it is a positive aspect. Taurus, being an earth sign, will benefit from this placement as it will bring continuous stability. So if you are like an air sign and you're filled with a lot of creativity, you also need to ground yourself. So find out your earth placement in your chart and really use that and use the key words for that as a mantra to give you stability, right? You can draw on this energy and make the wisest changes in your life for your financial well-being. All right. Now, to lessen the stressful and overwhelming feeling of making the best decisions you can, we should look at this as an act of love. When things get stressful, look at what you're trying to do as an act of love. I love myself. I'm trying to make the best decisions, right? So instead of making it stress you out and feel overwhelmed, look at it as you're trying to find the solution as an act of love for yourself. So time management, a positive mind, writing down our routine, that will help, some of us are visual learners, right? Some of us will say, oh yeah, I remember I'm going to do this. No, freaking just write it down. Once we have written it down, we know the steps to get to our desired goal. This is our daily task, and with a positive attitude and reaffirming self-love, respect, and admiration, right? So that's admiration for ourselves. Anyone can overcome or maintain, your desired outcomes. So really focus on, reaffirming self-love for yourself, respect, and admiration. So you can do this with affirmations and, a meditation. This new moon encourages us to incorporate more love, passion, and happiness into our lives. Listen to yourself. What are your heart's deepest desires? Where do you need healing? How can words be healing to you? Even though Leo is in the 10th house of careers, which is amazing, so that's the power of this new moon, we also can consider Leo's house, which is the 5th house on the zodiac wheel. The new moon in Leo will highlight where there's no pleasure in your life and the need to create that. That is so true. Where there's no pleasure in your life, you need to create it, right? So the 5th house also represents a romantic life. This can be a great time for you to connect with the ones that you love, and also spending time with your partners. Okay, so anyone that you love in general, and if you have a partner, is really spending quality time with them. Leo enjoys entertainment, being playful, and also taking risks in life. So these risks in life can work and they cannot work, right? However, the spirit and the energy of Leo is not to give up. All right. This doesn't mean repeating the same things over and over again that have been proven not to work. It means to find another door, another avenue, another window, whatever, right? That will bring you towards that particular goal, or even a better goal. That's the thing. You can start out on thinking one thing and going that way, and you find something better. Always think positive, right? So either way, one door will open and lead to another. The goal is to maintain this energy, even if you are naturally ambitious, right? So even if you're naturally ambitious, we can all, get down, and that's fine. We just have to keep it up, right? So pull in on that positive, like self-believing attitude, personality trait of the Leo energy. It's important to have daily affirmations and mantras. Keeping our mind healthy, happy, and positive is a full-time job, right? So this comes naturally to some of us, and others it takes work. But once we get in the flow, we can reprogram our mind for our best life, all right? Another powerful message for this new moon is to be more receptive, all right? So if someone's go-getting, they're receiving what they need to do. They're not fighting it with negativity, negative mind, right? So be receptive. If you've been giving a lot, then this is your time to reevaluate your actions and be more receiving, right? So, especially like stop giving to people that don't appreciate what you're giving, right? Be willing, because you'll never please them, right? So be willing and affirm that you want to receive all that you need, and anything that you want will naturally come to you. All right, so let's check this out. Saturn is in retrograde in the 5th house of Leo. So let's see how this energy works for some of you watching, right? So this isn't that bad of a placement. It just delays all that is associated with the 5th house, right? So the 5th house is Leo's house of love, romance, creativity, joy, enjoying yourself with a childlike spirit, right? People love being around you because they're having fun, right? Adults love to have fun. We still have that nature, even though we have adult responsibilities, right? So just be mindful of your mind overthinking things. Positive affirmations of appreciating yourself, others appreciating you, happiness, and the existence of having love in your life. Okay, so really focusing on having that positive affirmation of I appreciate myself, I love myself, I appreciate me. Recognize yourself and your work, right? And others appreciating you. Focus on the people that really appreciate you, and focus on happiness and the existence of having love in your life. So you can have family love, dog, cat, your animal that loves you, whatever, your partner, whatever. So you want to reaffirm the positive of these things and not the negative, right? So the negative is there, but focus on the positive. You can do some personal reflections on your romantic behavior, right? So your character in a relationship and towards yourself when it comes to love. So what are your not so great personality when it comes to love, maybe communicate more with the person, right? Or in a better way, or write it down, or say, hey, I'm not really good at this, but I have to tell you that, this is what I like, yada, yada, right? So the way that you perceive yourself and others, and the way you work with or against your creativity. Sometimes we are our biggest enemies, and we're working against what we know is good for us. This placement talks about a person not feeling comfortable or relaxed when it comes to love, a personality of working against love, being too serious, highlighting pains over joy. If you feel that love brings you responsibilities, look at it in a better way and communicate your needs. Okay, so this placement is quite interesting when I was researching it too. So investing your money in wise and nurturing, in wise things, and nurturing your children's minds so that their educational years, right, will be less stressful is advised. So if you have this placement in your chart of Saturn retrograde in the 5th house, right? And it's in Leo, then you want to really be proactive as a parent and making sure that your kids are doing the education that they want, and that they're really nurtured in their educational years, right? So if this is your placement in your birth chart, life will be easier for your children, right? For the children you have when they're older, right? So that's really important to focus on that. Now, this can also be your experience as well right now. So right now, maybe you're noticing that, some issues with your kids and their educational choices, or maybe they're young now and you're like, I really need to work a little bit better on educating them and making sure that they're getting the education that they need. Okay, so topics of education did come up for me, so maybe some of you out there might relate to that as well. All right, so you want to make sure that you do this, because life will be easier for the children when they're older. This can also be, what you're experiencing right now. It doesn't have to be your birth position chart, right? Overall, it's best to make wise financial choices in your younger years to balance out your enjoyment when you're older and your love life relationship. Being straightforward, clear, and giving others and those you love enough notice when you're thinking of changing your future plan is very important, right? So for people with this, they really want to make sure that they are really being straightforward and not just like thinking to themselves and giving people short notice. Okay, so the elements that we're working with this new moon is a fire element, which is like 14 points or degrees is for this new moon. And the second powerful element is 4, and that's water. Okay, all right, now this new moon, we're working with the strong fire energy and also a stabling earth grounding energy of Taurus with Uranus, Mars, and the North Node. The North Node is Rahu, all right? Is another name for it in Vedic, right? Astrology. So you can look at how you manage your life based on the 8th house meaning. How you're taking care of, like how you're taking care of, like who's taking care of you, right? And how do they treat you? And maintaining your core needs in life. So are your core needs being met? So you're really looking at the fire energy, which is determination, your goals, right? And really finding stability in your life. That's the earth energy. How can you stabilize this energy in Taurus with Uranus, Mars, and the North Node, right? And the North Node is Rahu, so it's the head of the dragon, okay? The head of the energy of the moon, right? So it's like you're really looking at how are you being taken care of, and then make sure that those needs are balanced and they're met, and then maintaining your core needs in life. So considering the 3 planetary bodies within the 8th house, which is Mars, Uranus, and the North Node, aka Rahu. All right. So when I was looking this up, I was trying to get an understanding of it, because it's like all the astrologers were talking about it, and I'm like, I have to have it make sense for me. So we're, and someone out there is thinking the same thing. So you're really looking at your determination and how to build more stability into your life coming almost to the end of summer. Okay. Right. And really looking at it like, okay, who am I taking care of while I'm trying to find this balance? And then what are my core needs? Are they being met? So sometimes if we're going after something and we're determined, sometimes we have to kind of look at how we're affirming things and how we're manifesting things in our life, and just relax and not make it bigger than your own personal happiness, and realizing that if someone doesn't see the great quality in you, it's their loss. You can create your own stage. Damn, that's it. Leo is like, they shine on stage, right? So you create your own stage and you do your own thing and everything will come to you. So let's look at everyone's chart right now, okay? I know this is a little bit longer video, so let's look at everyone's chart. So I hope everyone enjoy that reading. So what I'm going to do now is I want to switch over. Okay, so let me do that. So I wanted to look at this, right? I have the MC and the IC is in Cancer and Capricorn, so we saw that already, right? So you guys can see that playing out here. And what I have written down here, I'll share with you as well. All right, so I adjusted that. Horoscope reading for all 12 signs, so we'll get to that. Be practical, be bold, right? Be brave, be prepared. Make sure you get your rest. Make sure that you are meditating, okay? You also, I'll wait for it to come up. I was going to open it somewhere else, but I just might. Write things down, okay? I think I'll do that. Write things down. So I want to kind of hit over these points, right? Write the things down that is like really important to you, especially when it comes to goal setting. Those videos were popping up for me, right? The North Node is Rahu, so you want to head towards your life purpose, right? I wanted to write it down a different way. So with this Taurus placement, it's very stable, right? So another powerful energy is how in Taurus, it's your money, the things you possess, the things you value, your skills. It also, Taurus, even if Venus isn't in Taurus, right? Right now, it's all about that Venus energy. Venus is in Cancer right now, right? But that rules Taurus. So it's the Taurus energies I have, your personal resources. So when it comes to these three planetary these triple alignments, it's really you being the head of your own household, you really controlling your mind power and your financial future. Really consider the 10th house, the 8th house, and the 9th house. Let me dish on that, because while I was looking at this, I was like, this is so important. The 10th house, right? The sun and the moon is in the 10th house, Venus is in the 10th house, and Lilith is in the 10th house. So really you can work on a lot of your manifesting to create things that you really want, okay? Now, Lilith in the 10th house is really looking at yourself as an individual. If there's something that you want, and don't force things to happen, right? Maybe you can create your own platform or just do your own thing, or maybe, a great way of showing that, say that you don't have this particular degree or something, right? I've got the cameras on. I'm like moving this thing all around. You can write about it, document about it, and show your knowledge of it. So there's always a solution to the things that you want, right? And Lilith being in the 10th house, they say that this is you refusing to like fit into society, right? And really working towards, and you're more inclined to be like against everything, but use that energy to mathematically figure out, in that sense, not necessarily using math, but you're just thinking and problem solving of how can I get to where I want? Maybe if this door is not opening, I'm going to try this avenue, and this avenue, and display my greatness. That's the Leo power. Boom. Okay. So that's the energy. Your sun is yourself. The moon is your is your emotions, right? Who are we going to get? Venus is your self-love and your self-beauty, and you just know you're the ish, and you display that, and bees come to you, your honey and bees coming to you, okay? And Lilith is that this energy that, you can look at it as a very psychic, powerful, dominant and just powerful dark moon energy, right? And it knows what it wants, and it gets it, right? And when Lilith is in Cancer, okay, it's really having this energy of you knowing what you want to consume and love. Okay, so really go after what it is that you want. Look at it in the most positive way. Okay, and don't allow things to upset you. Don't allow things to make you lose sleep or use any kind of substance. Hopefully that word's okay to say on here. I don't know. Patreon, okay? Join me on Patreon. And any kind of stomach upsets or hurt or injury or chest. Don't allow things to, whatever the negative thing is, you're more powerful than it. Okay, I just wanted to share that. All right, it's a long reading, but I wanted to share that. That was really important. So these are like the things that could affect us, okay, or anyone. So let's do the horoscope reading. We're starting the horoscope now. Woo, okay. So let's start with Leo, okay, and then we'll move on to Virgo. So Leo, of course, you have the sun, the moon, Mercury, okay? So really using those energies to improve for yourself, okay? And and manifest what it is that you want. Um, your communication could be between friends and groups, and your goals and your aspirations. So you'll be looking for future goals and plans that you want to do. That's how you're going to be using this Mercury energy, and your personality and your emotions about your career, but it's also about your love life too. Okay, balancing that out. Okay, so between the 10th house and the 11th house, you're really working your career and how you communicate with the ones that you love. So you're doing a lot of that. All right, now Virgo, you guys are really focusing on your dreams and your aspirations. So you're really going for that, and you're really working towards manifesting all the things that are in your mind, and you're bringing those forth, right? They're coming forward for you. All right. Now, Libra, you are in the first house, you're in the ascending, so you're really trying to focus on where you want to go and where you want to be. Okay, and you're all about yourself right now. So this can be good or bad, right? So it's this I am energy. I am aware of myself, and you really care about what you look like or how others perceive you, especially if you know that something is off, right? So you're really just trying to just focusing on yourself. So whenever you're in the first house, make sure that you're always using that energy right, and for any sign. Okay. Now the second house, we have Scorpio South Node in the second house. So of course you're looking at the things that you possess, and you might be looking at using your talents that you're naturally good at, maybe a second income coming in, anything that you're good at in your past life, anything from that you'll be using to acquire money and the things that you need, and it might be working out slowly for you. So definitely use those affirmations to make them come forth. Now, Sagittarius, you're in the third house of Gemini, so you're maybe getting back to basics and thinking about the basic things that you need. So you'll be just like focusing on that and trying to make these things better for you. Okay, so you'll be definitely doing that. All right. Now let me bring it back to the chart while I'm reading for you guys. Okay, there we go. So, all right, so there we go. I just want the chart up so that you can see it. All right, and I'll get back to that other one, that other page. Okay, so Sagittarius, I'm looking at the chart as well. So Sagittarius, you're in the third house, so you're really getting back to the core meaning of things, the basics of things. You are thinking about, just learning, and maybe you have to like get back to the basics of some kind of learning or communicating with someone, and you're just really thinking about things and really trying to get things at a jump start for you guys, okay? And just the way that you're communicating will benefit you. Now, Capricorn, you are in the IC, so you are mainly just kind of focusing on your private life, your family, your work, and just the things that you value, the things that you think about, yeah, the things that are important to you. And you are also looking at making some kind of transformation or some kind of change in your life with the Pluto energy there, okay? And just achieving like some kind of personal evolution, upgrade, some personal changes, okay? And knowing that it's in the fourth house, just trying to heal or avoid any kind of tension in the fourth house, your home environment, and anything to do with your job. Okay, maybe something to do with other countries or just work, but just trying to maintain anything that has to do with the home and finding balance and structure there. Aquarius, you are dealing with Saturn, okay, Saturn in Aquarius, and any kind of restrictions that you may have. Timing is important, getting things in order is important, and anything to do with your romantic life, finding discipline where it's needed, like structure and stuff like that. And any kind of education, maybe your children might be thinking of education, some kind of things like that, and how you are investing your money, any kind of business. And some of you might be experiencing any kind of political issues or business issues, right? So it's just making some kind of changes that you're having in your life, any kind of creative talents that could benefit you. It could be you or someone that you know. Okay, so those are the experiences that you could be having. All right. So now we're going to move on to Pisces. Pisces, any kind of fifth or sixth house issues that you'll be dealing with, and you're dealing with Neptune also. So seeing past any illusions or even using meditation to help you through what you're going through. And being that Neptune is in the sixth house, really looking at your work environment to make it better and healthier for yourself, and using any kind of spiritual tools that you can to help you with that, your attitude towards work, and just feeling fulfilled in your daily life and your daily duties, and looking at small things. How are things affecting you? Big things, small things, and just getting organized and being practical and really doing things that is best for your health. So limiting stress, and that stress could be from work, how you're servicing others. Maybe your partner is too stressful. Maybe something is too stressful for Capricorn. And being in the sixth house of Virgo is Virgo is about nurturing yourself, and Virgo is an earth sign, so they can really understand, because Virgo is about I serve, right? And Capricorn is about I achieve. So these two have to balance out. So Virgo is like your earth sister brother saying, hey, let's take a look at this and see if we can make some positive changes here that would be beneficial. All right. So that's what's going on for Pisces. Now, Aries, you have Chiron retrograde, and you have my brain, Jupiter. Okay, so Jupiter is in the seventh house, and Chiron is in the seventh house as well. So Chiron's all about healing, and your seventh house is your marriage, your partnership with others. That's Libra's house you're in, your awareness of others. And so you might be hearing other people's like emotions and what they're going through. You might have a new relationship, have a partner, so you're just trying to have healing and fun times there, right? And things, using that Jupiter energy for it to be great and successful and fun. So it's really caring about waking up next to someone, so it's like that sunset, or sunset meaning, falling asleep with someone, and just the evening time, waking up to the next day. So it's all these manifestations of having a good domestic life and a fun life. And it's, balancing having family, love life and work. So it's like a fun balance. And, realizing that Chiron is in retrograde. So, looking at just the healing of anything that needs to be healed in your life, you know, just, recognizing what isn't working despite your effort to it, and just you finding balance and knowing your strength, and realizing that, you have the power to be proactive and assertive, right? And balancing out your health with that, and finding success where you can find it, right? So it's like a very powerful way to move through it. Now we have Taurus, which we talked about with Uranus. We talked about that so much in the reading. Uranus, Mars, and the North Node. So it's really finding the power and the balance in balancing these two powerful energies to make a powerful shift in your life, Taurus. Okay. And I feel like you already have been fighting for yourself already. So when this placement is up now, it's kind of like you are really finding your voice and speaking up for yourself and really doing it in a correct way where it won't backfire onto you. So it's tact. It's having tact and how you do things and how you protect your energy. And your North Node is, where do I see myself in the future, right? So Taurus is like, where do I see myself in the future? How do I get there? How can I use the best of Mars and the best of Uranus to get me to where I want to go? Now, Gemini, and that's like all the eighth house. And the eighth house is Scorpio, right? So Scorpio is how you receive things, right? And I feel like Taurus, it's your time to receive things. We all have our day of shine, right? And this is your time to receive things. So really be out thinking outside the box and just being creative with how you receive what it is that you want. Gemini in the ninth house, and the ninth house is Sagittarius's house. So you guys switch. So it's you. A lot of future traveling might be coming up. Anything that has to do with the ninth house. Be proactive when it comes to anything that could be legal. And you publishing or higher education. So there's things that are just working out for you. Even if you feel like you don't have the backing, you have the life experience. So use it. So, it's so focused on, with no planets there, just the ninth house. So make things happen. Okay. Now we have Cancer, and Cancer has Venus. Okay. And so you can reap from that 10th house energy. Okay. Venus in the 10th house. And you can also have that Lilith in the 10th house and reap from that. Okay, so as the house, as the planets move and so on, so just reaping that energy and recognizing that you need to work with that Lilith energy to, refuse something in your life or in your social setting that isn't working for you, and you're working towards the things that you want. Okay, Cancer? So that's what I see happening for you there. All right. And with that Venus energy, it's really people appreciating you at work, in your career. There's harmony, there's love there. So, maybe getting something better in your life. Okay. And you're just really claiming something better. Maybe it's not something that you thought you wanted, but then you get a better offer. So that could happen. And then also with love too, that can happen. Maybe something wasn't going right, and then you're moving towards that. Okay. For others, it's maybe, if it's not career or a love life, then it's pleasure. So it's what makes you happy. So you find the time to focus on something that's making you happy, and boom, that, if there's something else that you want, just from you focusing on what can be now, you're opening the gateway for other things that you want in your life, because you have to find your happiness in where you can find it and where the happiness is right now. Because sometimes we want something, but Cancer, it's not the right time for it. So we have to find some other form of happiness. We're all multi-fascinated people, right? Or facet people, right? So it's like, if it's not our work life, our romantic life, then it's our own personal enjoyment. So one of those is happening for you. And then for some of you, it could be all of them all together. So that's our new moon reading, guys. This new moon energy is so powerful. Let me go back to those images, and we can look at these little key messages for us. All right, so these key messages for us, we already talked about this one, right? I will feel determined, a new start, or starting a new goal. That's what the new moon energy is. I know better now. Maybe you know better now, right? Maybe you were thinking in a certain way, even though you knew another way to think or you knew another option, but you weren't thinking like that, right? And this Leo energy is like, don't make your heart ice cold, but now you know better, right? So never give up. Whatever it is, never give up, right? Go for those goals that you want. Set those goals, right? The new moon is either you're starting on a new goal or you're revisiting an old goal, but you have new skills and new ideas now that can make it better, okay? And it's just maintaining that positive mind. And Leo is all about the heart. So you're having the heart to go after what you want. You're feeling fierce, determined. You have the will to go after what you want. A lot has to do with the 10th house and our career. So we might be feeling that very strongly in a big way. A lot of us might be looking at career and anything that could affect the career in a positive or negative way. So manifesting the positive. And we also want to recognize within the power of Leo is that we have the power to make our dreams come true. I'll leave you with that. So a lot of things to pick at that you want, and I'll be throwing up some other little short videos that just get to the point of the new moon, but that's the big reading, okay? So happy new moon to everyone. Thank you for watching. Please click like. It helps this channel. I appreciate it. All right? Peace. And Patreon, I got to tell you that. Join me on Patreon. Peace.